So hi everybody, I'm in Brockton, the jewel of Massachusetts. I'm on my way home from my training today. It's kind of interesting realizing the irony of how I was raised. I talked to somebody last night who we were raised in similar ways and similar religions, and we were talking about how you can't explain it. And you can't explain it because we were raised in a way that deliberately from the time we were little was set up to make us feel isolated and alone and unrelatable to the rest of the world. And I think it's just, I don't necessarily, the more I thought about it today, don't necessarily think it's true. I think that maybe we all walk this earth with our own things that make us feel like nobody understands or nobody's like us or nobody's been where we've been. And that's just reality. Nobody knows what your walk is. Nobody knows where you've been. But I was thinking about it today as this lady was telling different stories from the ER, working with psych patients. She's had some rough customers in life, which I relate to. And I actually have to tell you that I think that as I'm going through this nursing process, I've had a couple times where, a survival skill that got me through my childhood is that I have dissociative tendencies. And it was an excellent coping mechanism. It also is an excellent, it's a fallback mechanism that actually makes me really good in dealing with emergent crisis situations and typically people who are batshit crazy. Because that's the currency of my life from the time I was a child. So it's kind of funny that, my whole upbringing, I was taught to, not be part of the world, and anybody who wasn't part of my mother's religion were somehow subhuman or substandard because, they didn't know the way and they weren't part of their religion, and they really only had value in that you could potentially convert them. But, once they prove themselves unconvertible, they prove themselves unvaluable. And I find it funny that I am now going to go into a career working with people who, my upbringing taught me, was that, the strive was for perfection. Everybody in my mother's religion was basically trying to preach to everyone so that they could become, good members of this church, and based upon that, they would have everlasting life and be resurrected, and they would be perfect. Never really made too much sense to me because perfect world actually sounds quite boring. But it's interesting how that's what they value, is perfection, living on a paradise earth. And I saw from a young age how they didn't value my sister. My sister, because she was disabled, basically is, a manifestation of what the devil has done. Which must have been a great way for her to be brought up, huh? Like, so if I had that vibe, how do you think she felt? And then the other thing is, dealing with all these drug addicts and all these people who make bad choices and this, that, and the other thing. It's kind of funny because, what's the difference between my mother, who has lost all of her 4 children to the use of her drug, which is religion. She's chosen her religion over everything.